All right then, Jonah.
I've just had a quick pan round and I've come to you, James, yes.
And I've lost me. Right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're off.
Are we ready? Neil Baker,
James Lockett.
thanks once again for giving us some of your time. You've been in the news, the local news, the Crewe Chronicle especially. So I've read a couple of articles recently. They threw a surprise. You want to just tell the viewer a surprise evening for you after 30 years service, am I right in saying?
Yeah. I was 9 here and 22 at Crewe, and I thought I was going to Graham McGarry's and Barbara, of course, 40th wedding anniversary. I'd been planning for that for the last few weeks, and so looking forward to it. Nice night out and a meal, and then I got there and this was at Crewe, and the room was full. I thought, I'm late. Walked in and got quite a bit of a cheer and started seeing a few people that I knew, and didn't think, honestly, even then I didn't think anything was going on. Went to the bar, got myself a drink, and I seen one or two people that I thought, well, what are they doing here? They want no Graham. And Anne came up to me, thrust a programme in my hand, and it was a tribute night to
yourself?
To myself.
Yeah, good effort.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, the same article in the paper speculates about your position at Crewe, your position at Leek. I might as well ask you straight. What do you know what's happening with your current role at Crewe and your current role at Leek?
Not exactly, Jim. It's still to be worked out. I did speak to Crewe at the end of last season. The chairman and Steve Davies, and said that I'd missed the 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and I was looking to do probably less hours at Crewe, still do the same job but less hours, and I was looking to come back to Leek in some capacity. So that was discussed, but both at Crewe and here at Leek. Nothing yet has been finalised, Jim. I'll keep you in the loop, like I always do.
You do, yeah, you do.
But hopefully in the next few weeks everything will be sorted out and we'll know where we're going.
Now, assuming I've done my homework, hopefully I've got this right. Last summer, your role changed from assistant manager to head of recruitment at Crewe, is that right?
Yeah.
How did the change come about, and was that something you wanted?
I think certainly not something I wanted, particularly, no. But Steve wanted to restructure his backroom staff. He thought that the recruitment, that the club always play high importance on the recruitment. They wanted somebody else to do it. He wanted to bring in, he wanted to keep James Collins involved, or give him more responsibilities, and thought he'd like me to do the recruitment, which, not reluctantly, that's the wrong word. He said he still wanted me involved with the first team. Anyway, I went with the first team in pre-season and didn't feel as though I was being used. I wasn't as involved as I'd like to be. But listen, I got on with it. I did it like I always do, and that was my reason for wanting to get more involved somewhere on a Saturday afternoon. Right.
Okay. So, Steve Davies, what kind of relationship do you have with him? Is it a good?
Very good. No problem.
No problems at all?
No. I knew him before he came to Crewe because his lad Harry was playing, so didn't know him well. But when Good John got the job and I got moved to the recruitment side, then he became Good John's assistant, and then of course Good John got the boot, Steve got the job, and he wanted me to come back. This is when I came back here 4 or 5 years ago with Kaz and Kenny, and got us going again. And when Steve asked me, I didn't say yes straight away. I was enjoying myself at Leek Gym back home, if you like. But anyway, they talked me into going back, and we had a couple of good years, getting promotion, 2 visits to Wembley, and you know, it was good. We've had some hard years. Last 3 years have been difficult years, and in a difficult league, and people will say that you've struggled, and we have, but we stayed in the league. We found ways of staying in the league. This year we haven't been as fortunate. You know, it's been a difficult season, and we found ourselves relegated.
So how long have you been at Crewe? How many years have you been there?
22.
22. And
That was my 20. Yeah, I left here in '94.
it's obviously it's almost a third of a lifetime. It's a long
Yeah, it is.
long time. I mean, I guess it's hard to say, but how much longer can how much longer can you carry on? It's, how old are you, Neil?
I'm only 62, Jim.
Just 62?
I'm not. I'm 61. I'm 62 in August.
62 in August. I mean, this sounds quite rude, but you can't carry on forever, can you?
No, but I want to carry on forever, involved in football in some capacity. You know, at Crewe they've said I'm there for as long
as you need it.
As I'm needed, that's right.
And still as enthusiastic and still as passionate?
Every bit. 24 hours a day.
Brilliant.
It's that'll when that does change, I shall
time packing.
Put my slippers on and read some books and do whatever I need to
Can't
do.
see it. You mentioned relegation last season. I suppose the obvious question is, how do you bounce back, and do you think you will be able to mount a promotion challenge next season?
It won't be easy, Jim, but I do think we can do well. Whether we can come back up, I don't know. A lot will depend on who we recruit this summer, and the work done in pre-season by the coaches, and then a little bit of luck during the season. It's very hard to, once you're on the slide, it's very hard to change that round. I have found that in football, but I think if we recruit right and we plan right and we do the right things in pre-season, yes, I can see us mounting the challenge.
Last question on Crewe, and then I'll move on to League. You mentioned recruitment. Is there any potential names? I know it's very early. You know, we're only just into June and the season doesn't start for another couple of months. But is there anyone, because I know Crewe Alex fans will be watching this, that they might speculate who you might be bringing in? And
well, we've signed Ryan Lowe. That's done and dusted. We want another striker, and I think it's very much the sparring period. June, very little.
Everyone's at it. And
a lot of people are away, and players and the agents are sparring. They're looking round. They're keeping their options open, is the most commonly used phrase. So not a lot's happening, but it's started to move, and we spoke to a couple of strikers. We've got talks lined up with 2 midfield players. Doesn't look as though Bakayoko is going to sign again, or hopefully I'll be proved wrong on that, but we have left backs lined up if that doesn't happen. So yeah, we've got some decent targets in mind, and even at this level we find it hard to compete with some of the clubs, Jim, believe it or not. We spoke to a lad from Morecambe 2 weeks ago who last week turned us down to go to Carlisle. The figures were, I wouldn't say astonishing, but they were high compared to what we could offer, and that is a worrying trend.
Well, thanks very much for your honesty. You're always very honest with me, so thanks very much. We'll move on to Leek Town, because obviously we're down here at Harrison Park, and a few questions. there's been quite a change with the management. You know, Ant's come in, Donners has come in now. But just your thoughts on the new setup here, because obviously Kazza and Beebs have moved aside, and what are your thoughts? Did you have any involvement in their recruitment? How did that come about?
No, that was done by the hierarchy, if you like. Lee resigned his post just after the Newcastle game, which was a major disappointment to us all, board, players, supporters, and the timing came as a bit of a shock to us, because I still thought that even though it destroyed him, I think, the defeat at home to Newcastle, but I still thought we were in a good position. Anyway, couldn't change his mind. We tried hard. I can assure the Leek Town supporters we did everything we could to keep him, but wasn't to be. So it was decided that where do we go quickly, and it was decided that, and Lee played a part in this,
to give Ant
a go. It was a sensible thing to do at the time, I thought, and when we beat Rugby down here 1-0, I'd been to Tranmere actually, but the game kicked off late, so I watched the last half hour, and we won that game. I honestly thought we could still do it. The Lincoln game, I thought, turned our season, if you like. We took the lead with a penalty. The lad got sent off round ball, and we contrived to lose the game 2-1, which was a real nail, if you like. Yeah, and from then on, really, we fell away, and we ended up, I think, 11 points behind Lincoln, which in the end was another disappointing season for the club and the supporters.
I mean, I think Ant, you know, I mean, I'm a supporter. That's the bottom line. I'm a supporter, and Ant's a great footballer. You know, I've watched him over the years, and I think he's got the respect of certainly his teammates, and probably beyond, you know, the wider sort of non-league circles. But as a manager, and I'm speaking as a supporter, he's unproven. You could argue it's a gamble. You know, you're going with someone who's not been a manager before. I mean, you know, he'll get the full support of the Leek Town, of everybody. But would you see that as a bit of a gamble? Can you understand that there might be a bit of feeling that way? And
yeah, of course, because it's his first job.
Yeah.
But everybody has to start somewhere, and like you said, you said a lot of things that will give him a chance. He's played the game at this level, knows the players at this level, particularly the local players, is well respected by players and supporters, played over 400 games here, so that damn good reason for a
to give it a go.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of players coming in here, and I suppose budgets and what we're up against, you know, can we expect to see new faces down here? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, there'll be new faces. There's not much movement at the moment, Jim, even at non-league level, apart from Stafford and Nantwich, who've done a lot of their business, and they get the pick of the players because they're playing at the highest standard of football. So they've done their business. Newcastle, Kidsgrove and Leek are vying pretty much for the same players, and you get the merry-go-round, so a lot of players don't commit themselves. They hold the aces because 2-3 of the clubs might be after them, so it's pretty much a waiting game. But we will have new faces, and we might have to go outside the area to get them, but what we can guarantee the Leek Town supporters is that we're working very hard to bring some good, not just new players, good new players, and we'll have a competitive team for the start of the season.
Well, that's, I mean, I suppose moving on to the start of the season, I've looked at the new league lineup, and there's some new teams. You know, Northwich Victoria, Rushden and Diamonds, Witton Albion. These are quite big clubs, really, quite established non-league clubs. And the league was quite a tough league. In any case, I thought it can only get a bit tougher. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I sat down with Matt and Lee at the start of last season, and there came some new clubs in, and they thought it was going to be harder than. And I don't think it was this season.
You don't?
No, certainly not. Stafford were decent. Shaw Lane were good, but I thought we were as good as. Once it was very difficult because we lost a lot of players, and the recruitment wasn't great at the start of the season. But as the season went along, you know, we bought. Or Lee and Matt, Cullow, whoever was involved, brought in some good players, and I thought just after Christmas we had a good team and we were in a great position. And I watched quite a number of the games, and I think it was nothing special. So who knows?
Remains to be seen.
It does remain to be seen. Yeah.
Pre-season, I know you've played quite a part in arranging some of the games in pre-season. There's some big, some quite good. Tasty looking fixtures: Burton Albion, Stoke, Macclesfield, Vale. I mean, I know they won't be sending the strongest teams, but nevertheless there's still big clubs bringing teams down here. It's good.
Good. Well, we missed out on a pre-season last year because of the pitch being done, and so played all their friendlies away from home. What we wanted to do this year is generate some interest, and I've used my contacts, Jim, on this, and my first one was Nigel Clough. Burton are just up the road. We used to play against them. I get on well with Nigel. So I rung him up. Would you bring a team over? And he did. It's our first friendly, and we'll have their first team, and we'll have all their new signings.
Yeah, it's a championship now, aren't they?
And they're a championship club. I'm not sure whether. We had Bolton here many years ago and Sheffield United. I can't remember whether they were championship clubs, but it might be first. They're down the road, and it could be a really good fixture for us. We organise a Stoke game. That won't be a first team, no. But it's still nice to get Stoke in. Any Stoke team. We haven't been able to do that for a good while, so I'm sure that will be well supported. Mac, we used to play Mac fairly regularly. That's a good game, another conference team. Port Vale will be a younger team. I spoke to Rob Page about bringing a stronger team down here when we played them at the end of the season, and he said he'd do something, but of course he's moved on to Northampton now. So yeah, really pleased and looking forward to the pre-season and the support that we get.
You mentioned Stoke, 23rd. Rumour, beer festival, is that happening?
Another first, I think.
Beer festival down here?
Mr Jones is the happiest man in Leigh, because he's got 4 beer festivals to go to during the summer.
So that's going ahead on the Saturday the 23rd of July, so that's a date for...
We're actually organising, it'll start on the Friday night, Jim. We're having a band down here.
22nd, that'll be.
22nd.
Yeah.
So there'll be a band down here, the Stoke game. Then we'll follow that with a disco. On the Sunday we play the Old Boys at Chris's.
Chris McMullen's Memorial.
So
great weekend.
Absolutely terrific weekend, and if the weather's favourable, you know, we're really looking forward to it, because as I say, I don't think we've had a beer festival down here. The local sport clubs, they have one, and they're always successful, and more just as important, enjoyable. It's not all about making money, Jim. That's important to the club, but
getting people together.
That's right.
Yeah, wonderful. Right. And the Sportsman's Evenings, we've had some quite big names down here: Jeff Winter, Robbie Savage, Dean Windass, Jan Molby, and then am I right in saying Thursday, December the 8th, bit away, but one for the diaries, Bruce Grobbelaar.
Yeah,
that's quite a coup, isn't it, to get him?
It is, because he's good and isn't over here very often now. He comes over round for about a month a year, and normally that's the end of November, beginning of December. So I spoke to Rob Sproston and said, when he's over, let me know, and he did. Gave me a date, and we booked it straight away.
Yeah.
We won't do the usual pie and peas for that. We're thinking of having a Christmas meal and
making
a real night of it. Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm getting to the end, Neil. I'm getting to the end, I promise. The pitch, how do you think the pitch has played this season? It's obviously a new pitch. What are your thoughts?
It's been fantastic. The players will back me on that. It's been something that I think has held us back over the years, through no reason apart from expense. Anyway, people on the board, Paul Bateman and Andy Way, made a great effort to, Paul in particular, to get us the work done on a new pitch. It's been fantastic. It's played well, it looks well, it kept its grass, and that's another thing that's excited me about coming back to Leek, because I've spoke to Ant, and Ant has his ideas on how he sees the game being played, and hopefully we can put some decent football on. Winning football, I must stress, it's not about playing good football. We want to see
results.
Yeah, the fans want to see some results, but if we can get results playing good football,
even better.
That's right.
Finally, France, Euro 2016. Understand you're flying out next week for
I am.
the Wales match.
Yes, out on Wednesday, back on Friday.
Tickets?
I think so. I'm
Contacts.
I'm meeting a Brummie Sunday afternoon who's got me a couple. Steve Holland's trying for me still. Yeah, I think I'll have a couple of tickets. The problem is who I give the second one, or sell the second one to.
I've got to ask you then, England, what are your thoughts? Can we win it?
I don't think so. I'd love to be proved wrong. I think I do a column over in Cheadle area, and I've been saying for 18 months now we've got some fantastic young players coming through, particularly attacking players. I think that's right. The team does quite excite you now, but at the other end of the pitch, where we've always had good defenders, we probably aren't producing them as much as we did, and that's my concern. That we're going to have, if we are to go far in it, we're going to have to score a lot of goals.
Wonderful. That's it.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much once
You're
again.
more than welcome.
You're a gent. Cheers, Gareth. Thank you very much.
No probs.
Well done, Gareth. Played your part.